made some predictions last year, just like I'll make some predictions this year. I said that, number one, that there would be a terrorist attack in Chicago. There was no terrorist attack in Chicago, however. There was 12 people killed on Christmas weekend. Chicago's death by guns is up 56% over 2015. There was 713 people killed by guns this year. Total people shot was 4,369, and the total number of homicides in Chicago was 793. has treated Israel terribly unfairly. And I think that we're heading towards Jerusalem being an international city. I think that there's going to be there's some serious efforts to come up with a solution, and it's going to involve the Jewish people being built a temple on the Temple Mount. Putin has said this year himself that no time did he ever say that the Jewish people couldn't build their temple on the Mount. Now, I know that the Muslims are not going to be happy with that, but between the United States and Russia and whoever they have on their side, they're going to put pressure on both sides to get a solution in the Middle East. I think that this is a possibility. I think we're going to see it in the beginning stages, but this could possibly be the peace that the Antichrist is going to come in with, and how he gets his army in Israel without actually firing a shot. Number 8, there's going to be more Muslim terrorism action in the United States. This time, the Houston, Dallas area, and Chicago. I'm not giving up on the Chicago position. Number 9, Standing Rock is not over. It appears like it is, but this is the beginning of another national movement against President Trump. Like the 60s civil rights movement, I believe that we're going to see a national environmental movement, and it's going to be geared basically against Donald Trump. Much like we see Black Lives Matter growing in this country, I think the next great movement is the national movement against Trump and environmentalism. And number 10, there's going to be more Muslim terrorism in Europe, and I think that the 2 cities that I've got pegged are easy ones: Paris and Brussels. One more news story that I want to mention. First steps towards building a third temple. There's actually now legislation heading to the Israeli Senate to actually build 4 synagogues. They want to build 4 synagogues on the corners of the Temple Mount, and the inner wall of each synagogue will be glass, and they'll be angled so that when they build the temple, that all the synagogues, you'll be able to go to the back of the synagogue, and you'll be able to see the Temple Mount, and you'll be able to see the sacrifices. So this is just legislation. It was sent to them before, but it was rejected, and the person who's sending this is not a rabbi, which is kind of unusual. It's actually a builder who is known for building big projects in Israel. He's actually a construction person, general contractor. Anyhow, I want to just step closer because we got to get going. The guy here who wanted to build the 4 synagogues, he believes the answer is an outpouring of love for the Temple Mount that brings people together in prayer. Quoting 1 Kings 8:30, "Hearken now unto the supplication of thy servant and the people of Israel, when they shall pray toward this grace, yea, hear thou heaven thy dwelling place, and when thou hearest, forgive." 1 Kings 8:30. And so, this is what's going to be pitched. The temple is going to be pitched as a place for all religions. It's going to be a place for one world religion, because we're heading to a one world government.
Interesting.
A very problem year. But one thing, who wants the president? God is going to give the president that he wants us to have.
Lovely.
He wants us to have.
And there you go. That is from last Saturday night at Christian Community Fellowship Church. Pastor Ron Johnston talking about the end time prophecy and what he believes is given in the end times. And that's how that's going to go. That's the prediction. Sorry about the sound quality there. Like I said, that was recorded in amplification with my voice recorder. And the quality of the sound isn't superior, but I'm sure you picked out the information from that message. Recorded last Saturday night at Christian Community Fellowship Church in Clinton for the New Year's party. Yeah, but in 2017 for 1 week already. And this is the best of the Gary Russen program year in review here on GGRB. About 21 minutes left of the program, and then we're going to be closing it out for today. Thank you for listening to the program. I hope you're enjoying it. If you didn't catch it all the way through, the podcast is available for quite some time on the GGRB Spreaker public site on our new 100 hours of storage on GJRB Pro. So you can listen to it there at your own convenience. Or I will also try to upload the whole thing onto the Spreaker public site so you can listen to it. The quality, again, like I said before, isn't number one because I was recording with my voice recorder, but you get a good idea exactly what Pastor's talking about there. So that makes you wonder. We got some big things going on in 2017. And he talked about the Chicago Cubs going at it again this year in the World Series with Cleveland again. That was one of his predictions. Yeah, it would be interesting if that happened twice. But here's what happened this year when the Cubs won the World Series. Here's from November 4th, Gary Russen program. What a weekend this weekend has been, folks. I mean, big. Cubs win. Holy cow, yeah. Cubs. And how about that? What do you think about that? Cubs victory. And the first time in quite a long time. Wow. It'll just blow your mind.
Here's the 0-1. This is going to be a tough play. Bryant, the Cubs win the World Series. Bryant makes the play.
Yeah, Cubs win. Yeah. After 108 years, folks.
Hey, Chicago, what do you say?
Yeah.
The Cubs are gonna win today. They're singing, go, Cubs, go.
Yeah.
Go, Cubs, go. Hey, Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are gonna win today. Go, Cubs, go.
Go Cubs, go. Yeah, they won it. What a game. That was, oh, brother. Oh, man. And I'll tell you what action. I mean, the way they finished that game, I thought for sure it was over. Come back in here. I was working on this program. I was watching, I think it was Tuesday night. I come in here and I thought, well, this is not gonna transpire. Something's gonna happen. They're gonna goof. Cubs are gonna lose, right? Well, this to my dismay, I come back in and the game is tied up. I think it was after that one home run from one of their guys, right? And tied up 6-all, right? And then things started to really happen. And I think this is really funny because this is where This is where Cleveland goofed. Seriously, I think this is where Cleveland seriously goofed, because what they did was they decided to walk one of our players, right? I can't remember who it was, but they decided to walk one of our players. And then come up to them, intentionally walk them. Which when that happened, I said, their manager decided to, walk them. He decided to do that, and I thought, wow, this is gonna totally bite you in the rear. No kidding. This was going to bite him in the rear, because as soon as you walk somebody, I don't care what team you are playing for, if you intentionally walk a player just to get to another one because you are afraid that he's going to hit something, you're afraid he's going to, so you're a pitcher, you know the player. You know the player that's coming up to bat. And you intentionally walk him. Okay, you intentionally walk him. The next guy up, how do you know that he's going to not hit a home run? Right? How do you not know that? How do you not know that he is going to be up next to hit a home run? So, when you intentionally walk, and I'll talk about this on the coming sports page, when you intentionally walk someone because you know they're good and you know they're going to hit something, don't depend on that other guy striking out. Okay, don't depend on that, because more than likely he'll hit something. And he did. And it started something. And it started the Cubs on fire. And you know what else happened too? It was the rain delay. And the extra innings that helped the Cubs win the World Series. That's what I believe. I believe it was the extra innings, and I believe it was the rain delay that helped the Cubs win the World Series. So, you have to wonder, did God rig that up? Really. That was just one of the best games I've ever seen in baseball for a long, long, long time. I think since I was senior in high school and the Pittsburgh Pirates were in the World Series, and I remember that game. Pittsburgh Pirates were in the World Series. And that was another great World Series. 1979, you had Kenta Colby, and I can't remember, Jim Rooker, and you had, Willie Stargell. And those were the guys who really played baseball. These guys were, that was another great World Series team. The Pittsburgh Pirates were another great World Series baseball team. And these guys pulled it off the other night. And it just took me back to my senior year in high school when the Pittsburgh Pirates got in the World Series. So, that's a long time. In 108 years, folks. 108 years. And we'll be talking about that throughout the day here on the Gary Russen program here on GJRB Online. And there you go. That's from November 4th. Gary Russen program on GJRB Online here on Spreaker. Back in November 2nd, actually, they won the World Series. We did a show on November 4th, and we talked about it on there. So, memories. We're counting down about 17 minutes and 6 odd seconds left in the program, and I'm not going to have all that much time to really cover everything. Some of the stuff I was going to play, including the Trump sexual conduct, I'm going to skip that. But in the fact that I'm moving to 3 o'clock Central, I really don't think I need to play that. And there was another one I was going to talk about, the transgender bathrooms with Franklin Graham from February 26th. That will not get played because we're running out of time, and that's about all we're going to do on the Best of the Gary Russen program here on GGRB Online. Some of the stuff we didn't get to play, including some of the deaths of Elf and Corbett Gotzi and Janet Waldo and all those, will not be played. But as I've said this many times before, the Best of the Gary Russen program airs every couple weeks or so with some of the best of segments of Gary Russen programs over the past couple of weeks. And I usually include a classic, so any one of these will get played on those programs. And during my hard breaks, during the Gary Russen program, I have a feature called Memorable Moments of Past Gary Russen Programs, and those will also get put on there. So you'll hear them either way. I will be playing a lot of these. I backtrack and play some great memories of past Gary Russen programs as a feature on the Gary Russen program Hard Breaks. So you'll be hearing them on there as well. So just to let you know about that. Okay? And once again, let's talk about the future. I've got 15 minutes left of the segment, so let's talk about some of the things we're going to do again in 2017 on the Gary Russen program. Big things going down. You heard Pastor Ron's predictions, and I'm going to cover whatever news events happen during that time. I will be covering a lot of that stuff on this program all the time. You're going to hear a lot of stuff, and on this program. And I'm planning on taking calls. I'm practicing spreading this program out and about, and getting listeners all across the social sites in 2017. Now that I'm on the Pro plan, I plan on only using the Spreaker Studio console. Just this. I'm finding out that a lot of the broadcasts that come off of our web-based mixer has a tendency to either skip, get stuck, sound like a bad CD that's skipping, various things like that. It sounds terrible. So I planned on retiring the mixer board. I'm not going to use it anymore. Now I plan on revamping this board again in February, and hoping in March and get this renewed again. And I will be on the air with the 45-minute air talent plan throughout the year here, and try the best I can to get it up. And I will have more lengthy segments like this. I'm planning on, like I said, getting audience, maybe taking phone calls, getting guests, which I really want to do. I want to get listeners out there who will tune into the program. So basically, that's what I want to do in 2017. I will take this thing I have here on here and copy link at the beginning of the show, spread it about. As you know, this program, I'm already have posted the first couple of parts of this program on my Pinterest page as well, so people who follow me on Pinterest will get this program. Also posted on Google Plus, and also have this program on the YouTube. Okay, so all the parts are on YouTube, on the GGRB TV YouTube channel. So subscribe to that. Let's go to Gary Russen. I plan on changing the name of that to my YouTube account to GJRB, so it'll be easier to find it faster. And I'm also going to add all the social sites that I can to get some listeners. I have been posting this program also on a thing called Clamor. Haven't done that in a while. I'm going to start doing that so that I can get audience for this program. The idea is to try to stimulate conversation on this program, the Gary Russen program. Also, Gary J's Sports Page, which will be on next Saturday at 3 o'clock Central here on GJRB Online. Was originally going to have it at 2 o'clock. That's how I had it on the schedule, but like I said before, all afternoon live shows from here on in are going to be at 3 o'clock Central Time. 3 o'clock Central Time, 4 o'clock East, 1 o'clock Pacific on GJRB Online. So next week, I'm going to do tentatively live at 3 o'clock Central Time. This time, 3 to 6 p.m. for Gary J's Sports Page next Saturday right here on GJRB. So I hope you'll tune in for that program. Okay. Got a lot of really good stuff, and I hope you'll tune into it. Like I said before, that's all the that's all the memories I'm going to share for you at this time on this particular program. And I'd like to thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the best of the Gary Russen program. And like I said before, I didn't get a chance to cover all of my clips, but again, they'll be available for you. The best of the Gary Russen program will continue throughout the year. And like I said, every couple weeks or so, I'll do a best of the Gary Russen program. Now, this is going to go back to a podcast. Originally, this program, normally every couple of weeks, is a podcast on Podcast Weekend. And when we're on this pro plan, I'll be able to do podcast weekends every weekend. And every couple of weeks, I will have a best of the Gary Russen program from the past couple of weeks. So if you don't get a chance to catch the Gary Russen program, you can catch the best of the Gary Russen program here on GJRB every couple of weeks. And I'll have a new program of the best of the Gary Russen program. Probably, I'm thinking, probably won't have another one until February, because next week on Wednesday, the 11th, will be the first Gary Russen program of 2017. And I'll have another one on the following week, the 17th. It'll be a Tuesday Gary Russen program live at 3 o'clock Central Time here on GJRB. You'll be able to catch those programs, and we're going to have a lot of fun. I'm hoping that maybe I can line up some guests, phone guests that will join me either on Twitter, or rather on my Google, or on my Skype, which I'm hoping that perhaps we can get Skype rolling and line up some guests there. Through Facebook, getting different people who do different things and different kind of jobs, find that interesting, what kind of line of work they do, and have them as a guest if they want something interesting to talk about. And various things like that. So along the line, 2017, I'm going to be pushing to get those guests. So I'm going to probably be working harder on my show prep. That's no doubt about it. Probably be doing that quite a bit, and getting this program, getting some listeners, gaining some listeners, which I'm really hoping that will happen in this year. So let's hope for the best that that comes into being, and really hope that this program were to get some audience, which I really would like that to happen in the coming years. So that's going to do it for the best of the Gary Russen program. Thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the program. And we'll do this again Wednesday for a brand new Gary Russen program for 2017. Until then, have yourself a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon, and I hope you enjoy the program. This has been Gary J, the Gary Russen program year-end review. Thanks for listening. Have a great night, everyone. This is the first show of 2017, and already there are things to talk about, like a disabled boy who was tortured on live Facebook. How low can these kids go today? I thought we had cyber police patrolling the internet, and I don't think Facebook had live video for that purpose. In addition, I mentioned 3 things on my Facebook page that America needs to get rid of. What do you think about them? The Gary Russen program is back on Spreaker Pro for 2017, live at 3 o'clock p.m. Central, 4 Eastern on GJRB. The mainstream media is not telling you the truth. They have their own agenda. At GJRB, I have mine, telling you what's really going on with sources like End Time Headlines, InfoWars, Coast to Coast AM, and most importantly, CBN News, keeping you on top of what's happening at the top and bottom of each hour during the Gary Russen program. I'll give you the news and analysis of what I think with Gary J's News and Comment. Get the real news, true news, news that's not in the mainstream on GJRB.
This is GJR Broadcasting.
We hope you enjoyed the best of the Gary Russen program on GJRB Online. The show is produced by me, Gary Russen, and all clips are from past Gary Russen programs of 2016. Message of predictions and year-end predictions by Pastor Ron Johnston from Christian Community Fellowship Church. We hope you enjoyed today's program and hope you'll listen to the podcast throughout the week here on GJRB Online. I'm Gary J. Russen. Have a great night, everyone. GJRB Online. Still the What's Happening sound. The mainstream media is not telling you the truth. They have their own agenda. At GJRB, I have mine, telling you what's really going on with sources like End Time Headlines, InfoWars, Coast to Coast AM, and most importantly, CBN News, keeping you on top of what's happening at the top and bottom of each hour during the Gary Russen program. I'll give you the news and analysis of what I think with Gary J's News and Comment. Get the real news, true news, news that's not in the mainstream on GJRB. Imagine one day tuning around on your internet radio only to find a station playing old radio programs complete with commercials and thinking, what am I tuning into? The past? You might be, or it's just GJRB Online and Radio Land. A day of nothing but classic radio shows back to back with classic commercials in between. Like the days of radio. Almost like your computer is picking up signals through time. Closer than you'll ever get to time travel. Radio Land.